Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be playing some more Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars. We are in Syria, we're at Bull's Head Hill, and I think we need to go down. I think there's a cave down there we need to get to, but I can see there's stuff to interact with, so let's do that very thing, huh? George saunters over, calm as ever. I think that's oh, was there more?
I damaged that tree enough for one day.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what's over here?
Centuries of hot days and cold nights had opened a crack in the cliff edge, deep into the living rock.
Poetic, George. Okay. Well, I think we need to make a way down. We anchor it with our faithful tool. No. Okay. I think we combine. This is like a rope, though, I think. Do we combine these now?
That is not a good idea.
All right, George. Well, the stick we just found?
With a flourish, I tied the end of the towel to the stick with a textbook reef knot. I was now in possession of the patented Stobbart stick towel. If I could only think of a use for it.
So I could only imagine this is to get down, but I'd be amazed if that's going to support his weight.
I could see that crack would make a good anchor point.
I mean, look at that stick. I wouldn't... Are you really going to go down there, George? Rather you than me. Alright.
Well, that looked really safe. But I had no choice. I hadn't
use the metal rod.
anticipated going mountaineering when I'd come to Syria.
Okay. Where's the... Okay. Kind of thought there'd be like a little cave thing here for us. What else have we got?
I didn't like the idea of putting my hand in there. But there was something in there. A metal ring. As wide as my hand. I took a firm hold of the ring. And pulled. Whoa there!
Hey, I thought there was a cave. Right, okay, let's go.
Without explosives or a pickaxe, there wasn't a whole bundle I could do to the brickwork.
I just want to describe
The work that had gone into this place was impressive. I had to hand it to the Templars. When they built a secret cave, they built a quality secret cave.
Well, obviously something there. That looks like
Around the corner, I
base
found
of
the
Baphomet.
corpse.
Oh, it's Indiana Jones.
Oh my God. Klausner? Large as life and twice as dead. I'd hardly had time to accept the fact when I heard the door mechanism start up again. Oh man, no! The door had slammed shut, trapping me. I had a bad feeling about how Klausner had died.
We'll have a look at the door in a bit. I mean, we've got to get out there at some point, I'm sure. But let's have a look at other stuff first.
A stone head bearing 3 bearded faces. It was a strange image, but a powerful one, redolent with antiquity and ancient mysteries. Sure was an ugly one, though. I couldn't think of anything to do with the statue, apart from scaring small children with it.
Alright, well, I guess we should ransack another corpse.
Okay, all right.
Not quite as fresh, this one.
Hey, what's this? I'd found some kind of lens. A very old lens made from a very hard glass. That settled it. The knight on the manuscript had been holding a lens the whole time, not a crystal ball.
Okay, can we think of any
I'd
use for this
searched
whip?
Klausner once and knew that the lens was the only thing he'd been carrying. No portable phone, no demolition charges, no 5-course meal. You'd think international conspirators would go around better equipped. I'd searched Klausner.
No, okay, I wanted to look at the wall. Never mind. Okay, what about this?
I couldn't take the inscription with me, and I didn't have a notebook or a camera to record it. All I could do was stare at it and try to memorize it. In occidenta sita est, in ora mundi. Okay. That would have to do. The mouth's opening. It must be Ultar. My God. If he comes in, we'll both be trapped. Ultar! Don't come in! It's a trap! Stay where you are! You!
Hello, Mr.
I kind of wanted to save for this bit. This is one of the points at which you can
most
die.
unusual places. Please, do not make any sudden moves. I have no desire to maim you.
Did you say maim?
I did. Dead men tell no tales, as you say. And I want to hear everything that you have to tell me.
And what if I don't want to talk?
Then I shall, most regrettably, have to kill you. Rest assured, however, that I am an excellent shot you would not suffer.
Oh, that's good. Believe me, I'm really assured.
It is rather dark in here. I think we should conduct our business outside.
Why should I make myself an easier target?
If I fire at you, Mr. Stobbart, I shall hit you even in here. But, unfortunately, my marksmanship will suffer. It could be the difference between hitting you in the leg or the groin.
Boy, it sure is hot in here.
No sudden moves, Mr. Stobbart.
The thing that always confused me about this is that we've kind of found out that he's trying to stop the people we're trying to stop.
Now then,
we're not
where
allies.
shall we start?
How about being bosom buddies and you putting that gun away?
Klausner, do you know where he is?
Can I? Okay, I still can't save, so I'd love to be able to show what happens if you die, but I'm going to try and survive it. But I'll continue saying. So, it doesn't seem to be that the enemy of my enemy is my friend here is kind of what I'm driving at. Like, really, we should be working together to stop the Templars, but for whatever reason, our goals are not quite aligning. That always confused me a bit, but anyway.
Yep, he's dead. Just around the corner of the cave. You want to look?
I'll take your word for it. How did he die?
Starvation or dehydration by the look of it.
He was caught in this trap you were shouting about. Yes, I suspected as much. The Templars were not ones to give away their secrets lightly. Was he carrying anything of importance?
Oh God. Let's be honest for a moment.
Yeah, he was carrying some sort of lens. I've got it with me.
Give it to me.
I don't think so.
Don't be a fool, Mr. Stobbart.
If I give it to you, what's to stop you killing me?
What is to stop me killing you anyway?
You might hit the lens.
Not if I shoot you in the head.
When I fall, the lens might get broken.
Yes. You plead convincingly, Mr. Stobbart. Perhaps you will live to see another day. Perhaps. Was there anything else?
No?
Well, there is something, I guess, but you can't move it.
Yes? What is it?
It's a treasure map. You know, X marks the spot.
Come now. Do you expect me to believe that?
Yeah, okay. You caught me. But round the corner, there is something in Latin up on the wall.
Latin? Do you remember it, Mr. Stobbart?
In accidenta sita est, in ora mundi.
Ah, the words of Caesar. Yes, that makes sense.
Well, I know that roughly it means to the west, to the edge of the world. But what the heck is that about?
It tells me where the sword of Baphomet lies. Mr. Stobbart, I am sure that you are just what you appear to be. A gifted amateur.
Thanks, I think.
But I can no longer tolerate your interference. There is far more at stake than you realize.
So what are you gonna do?
I regret that we must end this here and now. Your only choice now is whether you die like a man or like a dog.
So we don't want to die like a dog. So we have to say, like a man.
Okay, you're the boss. I'll take my medicine.
You are an honorable man, Mr. Stobbart, a rare breed. I should like to shake your hand.
Yeah. Well, what the heck? It was a long way down. Below, I could see Ultar's truck.
Hand buzzer. Take the gun. Oh no. Okay, we died anyway. Okay. I'm gonna have to replay a certain amount. Probably from the beginning of this save. Let's just... I don't suppose there's... Was there a restart? Yeah. So I'm gonna have to go from the beginning, but I'll pause here while I redo all that stuff. Okay, so we're back. We're gonna die like a man.
Okay, you're the boss. I'll take my medicine.
You are an honorable man, I should...
Get the handshake.
It was a long...
We're gonna select buzzer. And we're gonna jump. Which somehow doesn't lead to our death. Wow. Back to Nico's already.
Luckily, the canopy on Ultar's truck broke my fall.
Thank goodness for that.
The worst part of the experience was Ultar's driving.
What about the lens? Is it still in one piece?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's good to see you again, George.
Really? Well, I have to say, I'd have enjoyed Syria a lot more if you'd been there.
I wouldn't have been much help. Anyway, you did just fine on your own.
We can talk about the lens, maybe?
Have you any idea what this lens might be used for?
As a magnifying glass, obviously.
I mean, I guess we could take another look at the manuscript.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
I figure Nico's probably not going to be able to add much at this point, so we look through it several times. I wonder if we can use the Actually, we might be able to use the lens on the manuscript. Okay.
That's the face of the statue I saw at the Bull's Head. That's the tripod we borrowed from the museum. That's the gem that Pegram found in Lochmarn. There's a woman looking at her reflection, but the night scroll through my teachings, and that's not a crystal ball. It's the lens I found.
Okay, so...
I'll be back as soon as I can.
Okay.
I think I might go to the church again. At Montfaucon. Because I know I'm supposed to do some stuff there. And the lens kind of suggests maybe it gets used there, so... I can't remember. I can't remember a lot about the game from this point onwards, but vague memories of here and there. Yeah, let's do Montfaucon. I'm not going to go back to the museum yet. I think the next time the museum really comes into play is... well, not the museum as such, but L'Aubeneux. He goes to Nico's at some point. There he is. This is the dude I've been waiting for. And talk to him.
Excuse me, Father.
Pardon?
Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Not at all, monsieur. It will be my pleasure to help you.
How long have you worked here?
Hardly work, monsieur. This is a calling. I have been helping Father Flambert for nearly 6 months now.
I guess you don't know much about the history of this church, then.
Just a little.
Okay.
You've got quite a shine on that candlestick.
Ah, oui. Anything less than best would be an insult to the Almighty.
I guess so. I never thought of it like that. What do you know about the Knights Templar?
You have come to the right place, if that is your interest. Many of them were executed in the square outside. It was a disgrace to France.
Well, the Pope was right behind it, though.
Clement V was a man of mammon, not of God.
That's kind of forthright for a priest, isn't it?
You think so? It is hard to be sure what happened. It is so long ago.
I noticed that the stained-glass window on the left looks more modern than the middle one.
You have a keen eye, monsieur. The original window was destroyed in the last war. It was as old as the church, early 14th century.
Oh, man, that's awful.
Oui, a terrible loss. Still, the church and the other windows survived.
You must be proud to have such an incredible collection of stained glass.
Pride is a sin, monsieur, but it is hard not to marvel when the light shines through them. It is a fine example of the artisan's genius.
Okay, let's work through the stuff.
I've got a red nose.
Oui, so you have.
I have here a sewer key.
Ah, oui?
I don't know why I'm showing you this.
Neither do I.
I was in Ireland recently and I brought back this plaster.
My sister brought back a shillelagh.
There's grease paint on this tissue.
Oui, you are correct.
Have you ever seen anything like this lens?
No, never. The glass seems subtly colored in some way.
Yeah, I've never noticed that before.
This is what we want to give him, though.
What do you make of this chalice?
It certainly looks very old.
About as old as this church, I think.
There seems to be an engraving on it.
Yeah? What does it say?
I do not know. It is very tarnished. With your permission, I could try polishing it. I promise I will be very careful.
Yeah.
That'd be very good of you.
This shouldn't take very long. Feel free to look around.
Okay, thanks.
I'm not quite sure what we should look around at.
A statue of a knight holding a staff and a scroll.
Oh, now we can do something with it, huh? I've been waiting for this.
Per disciplinum meum lux videbis. A bit of a stained glass window. Wow! Hoping for a big insight while squinting through a hunk of statuary had been pretty optimistic, I guess.
But what about with the lens?
The lens fitted into the end of the scroll like a hand into a glove. Hey! A Knight Templar burning at the stake, and a date. Let me see. MCCC XIV. That's 1314.
Do I take my lens back?
A Knight Templar burning. A statue of a knight.
Give me my thing back.
A scroll was a symbol of scholarship. A scholarly knight. That rang a bell. A very Spanish bell.
Can I get my lens back? Okay. That's shining now. I think he's done polishing the cup.
Hello again, Father. Hey, thanks.
It is my pleasure, monsieur.
What was the writing on the chalice?
It was not writing, my mistake. It was a coat of arms. The remarkable thing is that it seems very familiar.
Yeah?
Oui, I think I have seen it on that wall tomb in the far corner. That winged horse is quite distinctive.
Did you know that the center window conceals an image of a man burning at the stake?
The Burning Man?
What, you knew?
That there was a hidden image? No. But the church has a reputation for being haunted. Many times people have claimed to have seen a burning man in the window. But when others they look, there is nothing. Perhaps the light has to be just so for the figure to appear.
Yeah, or maybe you need a special lens. Catch you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
So wall tomb in the far corner. I can't remember exactly which far corner he's talking. It's probably that one. Although, yeah. Oh, no, that was for the pews. Okay, let's go and have a look at this one over here. Might be something off to this side as well. I'm not sure. Let's see.
No. It couldn't be. Could it? Now that my attention had been drawn to it, there was no mistake. There was no name on it. But the coat of arms was undeniably the Pegasus of the De Vasconcelos family. I'd found the last resting place of Don Carlos. My eye was drawn to the biblical references carved into the edge of the tomb. Hey, maybe these biblical references mean something. Psalms 32:7, John 4:11, Corinthians 1:4-5, and just one more, Psalms 22:21. I may not be perfect, but I've got a memory like a steel trap. The chalice had led me to these inscriptions, but it looked like a happy coincidence to me. After all, the De Vasconcelos arms were already on the manuscript. Nope, I was still convinced that the chalice had some significance all of its own.
Well, let's talk to the priest. He might be able to help us with what the references are. There's also the Bible in Spain. I mean, I think we go back to Spain and talk to the Countess again about where we found her ancestor.
Hello again, Father.
Bonjour, monsieur. How pleasant to speak to you again.
Yeah, no.
Catch you later.
I think we go
Au
back to
revoir,
Spain.
monsieur.
And I think we look up the references while we're with the Countess in the mausoleum. I love how he just saunters everywhere. We saw that he could run in Syria when he was about to get trapped in that secret cave again, but that's about the only time. I think we're done with this area now. When we leave, it might even be greyed out. No, I guess not. But yeah, let's head to Spain. Via de Vasconcelos. Oh, it's greyed out. I was sure we went back there. Okay. Go talk to Nico. Maybe if we go talk to Nico, she's like, oh yeah, go back to Spain. I guess.
Hi, how you doing?
Fine, George. I sold a story this morning. It won't make me journalist of the year, but I can't afford to pay the electric bill. What have you been up to?
Listen, remember the missing Spanish Templar? I found his tomb in the church at Montfaucon.
So he's dead, then?
I wish you wouldn't be so sarcastic.
I was only joking, George. The Countess will be delighted.
Yeah, maybe this'll help lift the curse.
What now? Are you going to dig up his bones?
There's no need for that. Well, not yet. What I still don't understand is the significance of the chalice.
Yes, there must be something we're missing.
Look at the chalice now, Nico.
What happened? It's shiny.
The priest at Montfaucon buffed it up for me.
That's incredible.
Yeah, looks as good as new.
No, you found a use for a priest. That's incredible.
Very good, Nico.
I'll be back as soon as I can.
Okay.
So I think maybe that conversation has freed me up to go back to Spain. If not, I'll go to the museum and talk to Lobino again. I don't think I need to. Still grayed out. Guess the museum? That's all I could think of. I think we're done at Montfaucon. Yeah, it's the only thing that really occurs to me is to go and talk to Andre about stuff. Maybe he's got an idea of what the chalice might signify.
Hi, Andre.
Hello, Georgie. Where have you been? Nicole said you were away.
I just returned from Syria.
Syria? On the trail of the Templars?
It's a long story, but I found the bull's head. It was referred to on the manuscript, remember?
Yes, what is it?
A secret cave built into a high cliff face. In the cave, I discovered a map bearing a phrase in Latin. In accidenta sita est in ora mundi.
The island of Britain.
Lies at the edge of the world to the west.
Strange. That map seems to contain a series of pointers.
Like I said, it's a treasure map. While I was in Syria, I discovered a strange pagan statue. It was like a head with 3 bearded faces. Horrible.
That sounds as if it could be Baphomet, the idol described by the Templars.
The poor Knights of Christ had an idol that looked like that?
Allegedly. The description of the idol came from the evidence extracted by the Inquisition. Mind you, not one statue or idol was ever found on Templar property. Until now, that is. Just last month, a statue of Baphomet was unearthed right here in Paris.
Where?
At the Institut Hermétique de Nerval. The statue is beneath the foundations. It was discovered by some workmen while renovating the building.
Interesting.
Can you tell me any more about the statue of Baphomet?
It's a fearful image, even now, a bearded head. The base of the statue is carved with Templar symbols. One of the workmen noticed a curious stain at the base. He claimed it looked like blood.
Blood?
That's right.
What do you make of this cup, Andre?
It's a 14th century communion vessel. Spanish, probably.
You sure know your onions.
Okay, well,
Thanks for your help,
that might
Andre.
have opened up another
You're
location in
welcome.
Paris, and I can't remember it, but it does sound likely, doesn't it? I'm 100% sure we do go back to Spain, but I guess maybe we've got to do one more thing in Paris first. Seed de Baphomet, there we go. Oh, vague memory of this guy. Okay, we can talk to him.
Excuse me, could you help me?
What is it?
I've got a few questions. You're doing a fine job.
Merci. I have my professional pride.
I don't think I've ever seen a Gauloise smoked so stylishly.
It's a natural talent.
I'm being sarcastic.
I'm being indifferent.
You're very good at that as well.
Merci. Vive l'indifférence.
So, what are you doing here?
I am having my break.
Yeah, I mean when you finish your break.
When I finish my break, an interesting concept, monsieur.
You'll probably need to think about it.
I could have another cigarette while I consider. Perhaps tomorrow too?
Okay, let me put things differently. What were you hired to do here?
I was hired to keep the archaeological dig in the basement of this building clear of debris, and to touch up damage to the door frames with my little pot of paint. It's a very responsible job. Unfortunately, I'm not a very responsible person.
What does the word Templar suggest to you?
Templar?
Nothing.
Nothing.
So what do you know about the excavation?
I know they won't let me in to do my job. I would complain to my union, but là...
You couldn't be bothered to join.
Right. Tell you what, though. I'm surprised at the sort of people interested in this excavation.
What's unusual about the visitors to the excavation?
None of them look like archaeologists to me.
Do you know what an archaeologist looks like?
Three-piece suits, crocodile-eyed attaché cases, Rolex oyster.
But no archaeologist dresses like that.
Quite right, monsieur, quite right.
So, who are they?
Who cares as long as they pay me?
I have a red nose.
Imagine.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
Yes, it's a communion chalice. I know, you know, I used to be an altar boy.
You?
Yes, me. What's so funny about that?
Nothing. Have you seen this man before?
Yes, he asked me a lot of questions, just like you.
Oh.
Have you seen this?
Oh.
Yeah.
Hoping you might elaborate.
Has a guy calling himself Merlin been nosing around?
Was he wearing a t-shirt with "My name is Merlin" on it?
I doubt it.
Then how the hell am I supposed to know his name just by looking at him? Huh?
I've got a sewer key.
I used to work in the sewer.
Oh? What happened?
I had a cigarette break in a pocket of methane.
Lucky to get out alive.
A manhole cover landed on the other side of the Seine and I was sacked.
I have some plaster of Paris.
Amazing.
I was pretty sure the shaken shock had shot its bolt in Syria.
Fair enough.
A greasy tissue. Don't get it too close to my cigarette, monsieur, or there'll be a conflagration.
I think we might be done here.
Be seeing you.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Pretty sure we need his pot of paint. Can I take it?
Hey, monsieur! Get away from my paint pot!
Okay.
I should think so. Meddling with a man's paint pot. Pah!
The painter had a pot of gunmetal gray primer hanging from the barrier.
We definitely need that, but I'm not sure why yet, so let's continue on. Have a little look around first.
There was a closed door with toilet scratched into the cheap veneer. There was a closed door.
Okay. it's not
That
gonna go.
door's locked, monsieur.
There was a telephone on the far wall. A guard stood by a door I guessed led to the excavation. He looked pretty pompous. Well, not so much pretty, just pompous. That guard had been put here to guard something. My guess was that the excavation was behind that door. A thermostat was mounted over a radiator. The radiator was pumping out heat as the thermostat was cranked right over to full. No wonder it was warm in here. even with the door open to the chill of fall. The doorway was full of assorted old tea chests, cardboard boxes, and so on, all empty and all uninteresting. A dumpster with some debris in it. Yep, that was definitely debris. I couldn't see any use for a collection of dirt and half bricks. I couldn't imagine what I'd achieved by turning the dial.
Okay, well, let's talk to the guy.
Hi? Excuse me?
Oui?
So, what exactly are you doing here?
I'm guarding. You expect to find me shearing sheep?
Take it easy. I just didn't realize you were a guard. I'd like to know what you're guarding, please.
That's a secret.
It wouldn't happen to be an archaeological site, would it?
Are you asking me or telling me?
I'm telling you.
Then why ask?
I had a feeling this was no normal hole in the ground. It sure is hot in here.
I have to have the door open to allow the workmen access, so why not? I turn the heat up.
You could wrap up warm.
I have my gloves if it gets cold, but why bother when it's warm anyway?
Trying to get into a locked washroom. I had the strongest feeling of déjà vu. I'd like to use the washroom, but the door's locked.
Oh, that's no problem. You can have the key.
Thanks.
Okay.
What do you know about the Knights Templar? There was a long pause during which the guard said nothing. Then he said,
Nothing.
Nothing at all?
Is this a test?
What, like a history pop test?
No, like a test.
Okay, yes, it's a test.
Then I know absolutely nothing about the Templars.
The guard was being amazingly evasive. I've got a red nose.
Oh.
I thought better of showing him the chalice. He might be on the conspiracy's payroll, and I didn't want to risk it.
Oui? You have...
A sudden urge to sing. Care to join me?
No, no singing in here.
Have you seen this man before?
Oh,
You have.
no.
Have you seen... You have. Do you recognize this name?
Merlin. No.
This gadget is a sewer key.
So it is.
I got this plaster from Ireland.
Not an exciting souvenir.
Look, a tissue stained with grease paint.
Ah, just what I've always wanted. If you give me that, you can enter through the door.
Really?
Of course not. What would I want with an old tissue?
Talk to you later.
Au revoir,
I don't know
monsieur.
why we're still carrying that. Okay, let's get in the bathroom at least. Ooh, some soap, I think.
A filthy wash basin hung on the wall. A hand dryer was mounted on the wall. If the Club Alamet had used one of these instead of a roller towel, I'd probably still be stuck in Marib.
Okay, I remember what we've got to do here. So we use the keys and the soap.
I made an impression of the big key and the cake of soap.
And we use the plaster of Paris in there.
I carefully sprinkled the plaster into the soap mold I'd made of the key.
And we get that a little bit wet under the tap. Yeah, and then dry it under the dryer. Well done, George.
Well, it had taken a while, but I had made myself a completely unconvincing plaster key. Way too fragile to use in a lock. I'd have to substitute it for the real one. Trouble was, It looked like plaster and not metal. Then again, that plaster statue in Syria hadn't looked like stone until I'd been a bit artful with it. Maybe I could improve the key as well.
Right, don't load on thick, George. I know what we got to do. What's we got? That might be useful. Probably nothing.
I didn't need to get near to tell the toilet needed cleaning. Being in a charming comfort station like this made me think fondly of the toilet in Syria. That place was kept in pretty good order. At least, it had been until I vandalized it. Still, it was all for a good cause. The thing felt really hot. Big demands seemed to be being made on it. There was a big old boiler used for heating the building. The shovel used to feed the furnace was stuck into the pile of coal. Capacious as my pockets were,
I guess we'll leave that for now. Not quite remember what you do with that. I think if I leave, he'll demand the keys back, but that's fine.
Hey, monsieur, don't go with my keys. What is it?
here's the keys. Thanks.
Merci, monsieur.
Right, we need to go and dip that plaster one we made into that pot of paint. Make it look a bit more realistic. Hopefully he won't mind us just dipping something in it.
Hey, monsieur!
Okay.
I should think so.
Right. Okay, we could talk to him. Maybe he'll give us permission to do it.
Hi, it's me again.
What now?
Never mind.
Be seeing you.
Au revoir, monsieur.
I think I might need to bring him to the phone. So let's click on the phone. It might give me the number. I think I can need Nico to ring it or something.
Do you mind if I use the phone?
Be my guest. I'm paid to guard this door. The phone can look after itself.
Collard.
Hi, Nico. It's me. I'm at the excavation site.
Hi, George. What's happening?
I'm at the excavation, but they won't let me in.
Damn. We need to know what's in there.
Don't worry. I've got a scheme. I'm going to need your help, though.
Okay. What do you want me to do?
I want you to keep somebody on the phone for a while.
Who?
A painter. I need to get at his pot.
Oh, okay.
Stay on the line. I'll go and get him.
Good. Yeah, I thought that's what we did.
Hi, it's me again.
What now?
You've got a phone call.
For me? Are you certain?
It's a woman. She sounded hot.
What woman? You must be mistaken, monsieur.
Well, she asked for that hunk of a man with the nicotine fingers and his ass hanging out of his pants.
Certainly sounds like me. Stand back. It wouldn't do to keep the lady from her hunk.
Alright, key in pot.
The plaster key had soaked up the paint nicely, and now looked pretty convincing. Still felt like plaster, though.
I think that's all we need to do to it, but we need to get the key ring back.
Well, monsieur, what a strange woman. She was all over me, and then suddenly, nothing but abuse.
Really?
Why, abuse? Ah well, I have a cigarette to finish. And monsieur, if she calls again, I am not available.
Okay, maybe we just ask him for the keys again?
Hi again.
What is it?
I need to use the toilet again.
Again? Already?
I have this problem. How technical do you want me to get?
Never mind. Here's the key.
Talk to you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Okay, I'm pretty sure we have to go in here to... Oh god, he's going to say it's locked, isn't he? We have to go in here to make the switch.
Quickly and without fuss, I swapped the fake key for the real thing.
Give him back.
What is it?
I couldn't give him the keys. The false key looked pretty convincing, but it felt exactly like what it was. Painted plaster. He was bound to detect it.
Okay.
I turned the heating off.
That's it. When he's wearing his gloves, he can't feel it properly. I think that's what that does.
What is it?
I held my breath and hoped that he wouldn't notice the substitution. Here's the keys. Thanks.
Merci, monsieur.
Now, how do I get him? How do I get him to go? I can't remember. Can I just go in?
I didn't think that I had a hunch that door was locked.
Yeah. Try ringing Nico again.
Hi, Nico. It's me again.
I'd guessed. What do you want this time?
What did you say to the painter?
I shan't repeat it, George.
Look, I need to get the guard out of the way. Could you call back and ask him to get the painter again?
Okay, I'll call back soon.
Ah, cool.
This looked like a good place to watch things develop.
Hey, you! It's the phone.
Yeah? Who is it?
How should I know? What am I, your social secretary?
It's not a chick, is it?
Yes, it's a woman. Are you going to answer it?
Does she have a warm, sensual voice like molten chocolate?
Yes, she has a really sexy voice. Now get a move on.
I'm not talking to her.
I can see that. You're wasting time talking to me.
No, you don't understand. I refuse to talk to her.
You refuse. You refuse. I'm wasting valuable time.
Don't make me laugh. Your time valuable? You just stand around all day.
I have a highly responsible job. Pah, don't pah me, you elephantine oaf. My job is important.
Impossible. They would have hired somebody competent in that case.
Meaning what?
Instead of which they hired a dismal rent-a-cop like you. All epaulettes and no brains.
Why, you...
This looked set to carry on for some time. It was too good an opportunity to miss.
Alright, let's make this quick. Well, no, I mean, we obviously need to come down and look at this thing, don't we? I think that's the only relevant thing here, to be honest.
Now there's a familiar face. There was no doubt about it. It was the same sort of idol I'd seen in Syria, Baphomet. The Templars had certainly been through here. Close up, the pattern didn't make any sort of sense. It fanned out around an axis point, a kind of focus to one side.
I think this is where we use the chalice.
And there it was, decoded by the curves of the chalice, the image of a church.
Back at Nico's apartment.
I found out what the chalice was for.
You've solved the puzzle?
Yeah, there was a distorted picture at the Baphomet site. When I viewed it in the polished surface of the chalice, it changed.
What did it show?
A picture of a church with a square tower. Let's take another look at the manuscript.
So, the castle with the square tower is... I don't think it's that. That's Loch Marn. That's the Spanish villa. Sure, let's work through these.
That's the face of the statue I saw at the bull's head. That's the lens I found on Klausner's body in the bull's head. That's the tripod we borrowed from the museum. That's the gem that Pegram found in Loch Marn. That's the clue that led me to the statue of Baphomet and the reflection in the chalice. That's the clue that led me to Spain. That's the clue that led me to the bull's head in Syria.
Okay, well, there's not much else to look at then, is there? I think I'm going back to Spain.
I guess I'd better return the chalice to the Countess.
Hurry back, George.
That's why I couldn't go to Spain before, because still had to use the chalice for something. To the airport! Quick as we can, which is not very fast. Can we just walk past this dude at this point?
I'd been planning to return the chalice anyway, but I hadn't expected the trail to bring me here. The Villa de Vasconcelos was as picturesque as ever. The weather was still clear, and Lopez was still watering the damn lawn. I was beginning to suspect that he was surgically attached to that hose. Hi there, Lopez. How's tricks?
Senor Stobbart, how pleasant to see you. You are well.
Fine, thanks. Is the Countess in?
She is waiting for you. I will show you up.
It's okay, I know the way.
Senor Stobbart, I feel I owe you an apology.
No, you don't.
I was impolite on our first meeting.
Look, Lopez, just forget about it. I came on like a snake oil merchant. I wouldn't have trusted me in your shoes.
You do not understand. Finding the chalice has given my lady a new lease of life. It's a marvel. She smiles, she laughs. The tradesmen are saying that she is on Prozac.
Cool. Okay, yeah, let's go see her first. We got some news for her anyway about Don Carlos.
Senor Stobbart, oh, what a pleasure. Please, sit down.
Hi, Countess. The pleasure's all mine. I've brought back your chalice.
Why? You've had it cleaned.
Yeah, I met an obliging priest with a soft cloth.
Have you resolved the Templar mystery?
No, not yet. I don't even know what it is I'm after.
There are many stories of the Knights secreting great wealth away.
Whatever. All I know is I don't want the bad guys to get it.
To be young and live in a world of moral absolutes.
I discovered something amazing with that chalice. In Paris, I found a church where they recognized the coat of arms. I found the tomb of Don Carlos de Vasconcelos.
You are sure? There can be no mistake?
The coat of arms on the chalice matches the one on the tomb.
Incredible. You have my most profound thanks. I must go there as soon as possible.
Yeah? Well, I'd be happy to show you the city. There's something else that I discovered carved on Don Carlos's tomb. Biblical references.
What are the references, Senor Stobbart?
Psalms 32:7, Corinthians.
I am not a good enough scholar to know the Bible chapter and verse. I meant, what are the quotations?
You know, I forgot to ask the priest.
Well, I didn't. But when there is a Bible in this location,
I'll have a look
that we
around
can,
if that's okay.
use.
My home is your home. I shall remain here.
To the mausoleum. No, this really makes me appreciate the mechanic in something like The Dig, where you could double click on a screen exit and just go straight there. But hey, it's fine. Soak up the atmosphere. Pretty sure there's more to discover in here than just the Bible. I'm sure we light that candle and it does something. I can't remember. Anyway, let's check out the Bible for now.
It was the Spanish Bible I borrowed from the
I
mausoleum.
suppose it's probably in Spanish, actually, isn't it? Maybe lighting these on the candle?
Now that it had given up its secret,
Okay, maybe not. I think... Yeah, I think there's something more to discover here than that, but it might be I have to go back to the Countess first. I'll pause here, because I'm just going to be walking back to the Countess and talk about the Bible, so... Here we go. Yeah, she's got to translate for us, I think, so...
Hello again. Here's the Bible from the mausoleum.
Very well. Let us begin. The first reference.
Psalms 32:7.
Thou art my hiding place. Thou shalt preserve me from trouble. Thou shalt compass me about with songs of deliverance. My hiding place.
Don't get your hopes up too high. This might just be leading us to where we found the chalice.
You are right, of course. The next.
Okay, John 4:11.
John 4:11. Here. The well is deep. The next. Quickly.
Okay. Corinthians 4:5.
Here it is. Will bring to light the hidden things. Any more?
Just one. Psalms again. 22:21.
Save me from the lion's mouth, for thou hast heard me from the horns of the unicorns. The last is confusing. Lions, unicorns, what's it mean?
I can't guess.
Salient points seem to be a hiding place and a deep well. In no sense is their mausoleum a well, Senor Stobbart.
Is there a well in the grounds?
I do not know. I suppose that there must have been once upon a time. Lopez is the man to ask about anything pertaining to the estate.
Okay, let's go do that.
I'll just have another look around.
Very well.
Lopez, who is definitely Spanish and not a Mexican, despite his accent.
Hi, Lopez. Got a minute?
Certainly, senor. How can I help you?
You must know just about everything that there is to know about this place.
See, I have lived my whole life here in the service of the Vasconcelos.
Do you know of a well anywhere around here?
A well? Si, senor. This used to be a fortified villa. How can you last a siege without water?
Great! So where is it?
How should I know? The well was covered over in the last century. It was dangerous, you see.
And you have no idea where it was?
None. It was hidden even before my grandfather's time.
You must have a vague idea of where the well is.
It must have been in the old house's courtyard, so that would put it around here.
Here? Okay. Now, how do we find it?
There might be a way. Let me think about it.
Any ideas yet?
Not as yet, Senor Stobbart. I shall give it more thought.
Catch you later, Lopez.
Adios, Senor Stobbart.
God. We don't do like a water divining thing, do we? Done it in so many games, I can't even remember if it was in this particular one. Anything around might help. I don't think the Countess isn't going to know. I suppose he's thought of something now, has he?
Hi, Lopez. Got a minute?
Certainly, senor. How can I help you?
Any ideas yet?
Not as yet.
Alright, let's talk about
So
this
the
other
Countess
stuff.
feels that the curse is lifted.
I would not put it so strongly. Your discovery of the chalice was proof that the Templars never abandoned the Vasconcelos. It counts for a great deal with my lady.
What's the story behind the chalice vanishing?
When the Inquisition raided, in the absence of Don Carlos, it was believed that they had taken it. Naturally, they denied the charge, as they denied taking the children. And naturally, nobody believed them.
But they were telling the truth. The chalice was hidden from them. You don't suppose they were telling the truth about the children as well, do you?
Madre de Dios! I had not thought of that. But then what happened to them?
I don't know. If the Inquisition didn't take them, then who did?
You must speak to my lady of these.
Count on it. Any ideas?
Not as...
Alright.
Catch you later, Lopez.
There might be something else to talk to her about.
Senor Stobbart.
Might lead to us finding this well. That was what's this? Thanks, George.
The main part of the house was old, but nowhere near as old as the gatehouse section.
Nothing in here, is there?
It was just a little utility room with no exit, unless you counted the window, and I didn't.
What's this?
The mirror from Lopez's utility room. Yep, I was still looking great.
Okay. Interesting, interesting. No memory of what that's for. Let's go talk to the Countess again. Don't think there's anything down there.
Hello again. Mind if I sit?
Please, be my guest.
There's still the mystery of the missing chess piece.
I do not think that it will ever be discovered unless the fate of the children is revealed.
The Inquisition were suspected of taking the chalice and the kids, right? We know now they were innocent of the first crime. What if...
They did not take the children either. Then what happened to them?
The Inquisition admitted to killing Don Carlos's manservant. Now, this guy had been told to protect the kids at all costs, right?
That is correct.
I think he hid them and the chalice when he got wind that the Inquisition was coming. With him dead and Don Carlos driven mad with grief, there was nobody left who knew the secret. You know what this means, don't you?
I fear so. The children are still here somewhere. If this is so, then it is small wonder that the de Vasconcellos are cursed.
Okay.
I'll have a look around if that's okay.
My home.
Yeah, well, we know the house is a bit too modern for that to be anything. It is out on the grounds. I cannot remember how you find this place. I might end up going back to the mausoleum. I'm sure there's more stuff to do there. I'll talk to Lopez again in case something's triggered and he has a plan now.
Hi, Lopez. Got a minute?
Certainly, senor. How can I help you?
Any ideas yet?
Not as yet, senor.
Seemingly not.
I borrowed your mirror. I hope you don't mind.
No, senor. If you think it will be of help.
Catch you later, Lopez.
Adios, senor Stobbart.
Yeah, let's just walk around this grass a little bit. A minute. Come on, George. Want to walk over? Don't think there's anything here. Help though. I think if I go through there, it just goes to the airport. I think we should go back to the mausoleum for now. I don't think there's anything relevant out here. Let's go in. The mirror is used here, I think. Do we pop it in one of these little alcoves or something?
It was a rod with a cone and a hook on the end. I guessed it was for snuffing out the big candle in the chandelier. Now that it had given up, a big statuette of... It was too delicate to move.
Oh, you'll do that now, will you? Okay. Well, that's progress.
Now that it had given
We need to light that. I can't remember how. Oh, oh. This is it. Right now. I need to get it on fire, but... George! Take this. Maybe if I just hold it up to the candle, he'll kind of get the idea?
No, that was a silly idea.
Was it, George? Was that a silly idea? Let's try again. Do it on... Ooh. Yes. Now, George. Here we go. Does it burn down and release a key or something? It's something like that, I'm sure. Is it the chest
candle
piece?
had burnt brilliantly, but only for a couple of minutes. Some kind of special formulation, I guess. And had yielded up this. A complex shape expertly cut in stone. I figured it was some kind of key.
This is
The
looking
tissue
worse
was
for wear.
pretty charred, but the grease paint had done most of the burning. It was a smooth, intricately carved piece of stone that had been concealed inside the great candle.
Yeah. What about with the chessboard? Maybe we go and show it to Lopez and the Countess. They might have an idea what it's used for. I can't think of anything particularly locked that we've seen so far. Might stir something loose in their memories.
Hi, Lopez. Got a minute?
Certainly, senor. How can I help you?
Do you know what this is?
No, senor. Is it some kind of key?
Yeah, I think it probably is.
Where did you get it?
It was hidden inside the big candle in the mausoleum.
And you burnt it? I wondered what the light was I saw through the window. My lady will be furious. The candle was centuries old.
Ah. Any ideas yet?
We are looking for a source of water.
Here we go.
See?
Yes?
For generations, the Spanish country folk have had a secret way of locating water, even if it is meters beneath the ground.
Ah, you're not talking about water dousing, are you?
Eh?
You know, you get a stick and walk around until the stick twitches and dig there.
Oh, you've heard of it.
Yeah, I think most of the planet has. Okay, let's get a stick.
Uno momento. It must be a special stick. A Y of hazel.
Right. Do you have any hazel trees?
See? Here. That is hazel.
What was he pointing at?
Catch you later, Lopez.
Adios, Senor Stobbart.
These ones?
I went over to find a suitable stick. I don't believe it. There wasn't a single usable Y-shaped branch on the whole damn thing. I went over to find a suitable... There wasn't a... I went over to... There wasn't a...
I just clicked 3 times because there's 3 trees, but... okay, well there's some stuff over here. That's not hazel, is it? Probably not. Thanks, George. Starting to get quite fed up at the sight of him shrugging at stuff. Is this hazel? We couldn't look at this tree before.
I went over to find a suitable stick. Aha!
There we go.
It was a thin, supple twig of hazel.
Let's go and show Lopez our amazing find. I thought it was something to do with the water dowsing.
Hi, Lopez. Got a minute?
Certainly, senor. How can I help you?
Well, I got my divining rod. Now what?
Simplicity itself, senor. Hold the wand at the upper ends of the Y. Apply a little tension with your wrists so that the slightest movement of the wand's tip is clear, and walk slowly and steadily over the area.
Sounds easy enough. We'll find this well in no time.
Hours later. Oh yeah, I think you get like a little montage of Lopez off doing various tasks around the garden while we're still walking around. Playing lawn dance. Not very good at it. There we go, you found something.
Senor Stobbart, you've found something.
This is it. This is where we find the secret of the Templars. Hidden here for hundreds of years. Lost from the sight of man until now. The mystery is revealed.
It's a tin can.
I've been walking up and down with a twig in my hands, looking for a tin can.
It had water in it. That's what the dowsing stick must have detected.
I'd have to check with an archaeologist, but I don't think the Templars left that.
In truth, Senor Stobbart, the loan was laid many, many years ago. This can could date back to the Napoleonic Wars.
Get rid of it and I'll try it again. Lopez threw the can away. It seemed to fall an awfully long way. The splash at the end confirmed what we both suspected. Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle.
It has been here all the time. All those years and nobody found it.
Stood in awe for a moment, marveling at the secrets all around us.
I could have fallen down that.
The well had been lost for decades at least. The air was cool after the noon sun, but that's not what gave me goosebumps. I have a really, really bad feeling about this. I'd need tools to move all that stuff. Heavy equipment that just wasn't available.
I guess we could go and look at the lion's face.
A great stone lion's head with a gaping maw full of fangs. As far as I knew, nobody had cast eyes upon it for centuries as it stood, waiting in the cool shadows. The words of the psalm kept running through my head. Save me from the lion's mouth. From a distance, the lion's head had been impressive. Close up, it was frightening. Hey, one of the fangs is a separate piece. I could hear the sound of a lot of stone moving, and I knew I was in danger.
Okay, why don't we try the key?
Senior Stobbart! Senior Stobbart! Are you all right? Senior Stobbart!
He's dead, isn't he? And I'm gonna... Oh my god. I'm gonna have to start again from the... Okay. There's no autosaves in this game. Can I restore that one? Oh, funnily enough, it can't open that file. Oh my god. Well, obviously I'm going to pause here. I'm going to spend the next hour or so retracing all my steps. And then we'll come back. Well, here we are again. It took me a little while to get back here. I have made a save though. And I'm going to start by maybe using the stone key in the mouth, in case that's what you're supposed to do. I guess not.
A great stone as far... Wait, the words of the psalm can save me from the lion.
I'm going to try the key again, having examined the lion. Still no. Okay.
From a distance, close up. Hey! What?
I'm going to try the key again. Nope. Okay, we'll pull that and then we'll step backwards after we've done it.
I could hear the sound of a... and I knew.
Lesson learned. When George says he is in danger, you need to get out of the way.
Oh, very funny, you psychos! Senior Stobbart!
I was talking to the devs.
Senior Stobbart! Are you all right?
It's okay, Lopez, I'm fine!
Que susto me has dado! You gave me a scare!
Nice try, Templars.
Alright. I guess we go in now. This might be where we use the key.
I wished that I had Leary's flashlight now. It just felt like a pitted stone wall. I'd almost been killed for the sake of a red herring.
I think this is where the mirror comes in. Do we attach it to something to reflect the light over there? Yes.
There, in the middle of the door, I could see some kind of socket. It looked like this wasn't quite the dead end it had seemed.
Right, let's use the key in the lock that we saw.
Open sesame! Another secret door.
Go in, I guess. Hopefully there's some light. Aww. Poor little things.
Before I left, though, there was one last thing to do. You won't be needing that replacement piece anymore, Countess. I found it with the children. You'll probably want to be alone for a while. I'll be out in the garden with Lopez.
Back in Nico's apartment. There he is.
George, welcome back.
Come in, George. It's good to see you again.
Is it?
Sure. What did you find in Spain?
Without Andre, we wouldn't have got this far, George.
Yeah, I know. The clues led to an underground chamber at the bottom of a well. The Templars had left a tapestry showing a chessboard. The white pieces were vastly outnumbered. There was a stream running across the board, and a Templar knight on a horse.
Does it mean anything to you, Andre?
No, nothing.
Maybe we should tell Andre what else you found, George.
There's a map and a Latin inscription to the west at the edge of the world.
George found that in a cave in Syria.
Yeah, where the assassin almost killed me.
Then we have got the burning of Jacques de Molay and the date, 1314.
From the window of the church in Montfaucon Square, one of the few places where nobody tried to kill me.
Then we have the image of a church that George found at the excavation. I don't recall anyone trying to kill you there either, George.
And finally we have the tapestry in Spain. Did I mention I almost got killed there?
Not yet, but I'm sure you're about to.
It was only my cat-like reflexes that saved me from certain death.
And a certain amount of replaying.
Reflexes, eh?
And while I was risking life and limb, where were you, Andre? Getting your glasses fogged up over an Etruscan vase?
That's enough, boys. Can we get back to saving the world?
Of course. My apologies.
He started it.
Well, the Latin phrase are the words of Julius Caesar. He was describing the island of Britain.
Are you sure? The map didn't look much like Britain.
How come Caesar described Britain as being at the edge of the world?
To the Romans, the Mediterranean was the center of the universe. Britain was a remote, unfriendly place, inhabited by blue-painted savages.
Still is.
It hasn't changed much.
Well, they've stopped painting themselves blue.
Except when they go to a football match.
They used an extract from a plant called woad, Isetis tinctoria. The Scots were using it until fairly recently in their wars with the English.
Fairly recently? I don't recall the Scots being at war with the English. How recently are you talking about?
500 years
I
ago.
believe William Wallace's men used it in the 13th century. They might well have been using it as late as...
You can't remember, can you?
1314.
Ah, we're back onto that, are we?
Andre, what is it? What do you mean?
1314 in Scotland. The Battle of Bannockburn.
That would explain the stream on the chessboard. That's what a burn is. Right, Andre? As in Bannockburn?
Right, George. And it gets better. Tradition has it that the Scots were helped by a shock force of, well, can't you guess?
Knights Templar?
Yes, a group of outlawed Templars. They are said to have turned the tide for the Scots.
And it all ends at a church in the Isle of Britain at Bannockburn in a church.
What are we waiting for? I'll call a cab.
Good stuff.
I can't go.
War wound.
Andre, you've been loads of help, but...
What George is trying to say is that you shouldn't feel guilty.
I was?
We understand you've got commitments. Oh, listen, we have to hurry. Let's go, George.
We'll see it through. Oh, and, don't worry about us.
Time to go to Bannockburn.
Oh, it must be dawn.
Oh, I guess so. And we must be nearly there. Somewhere, out there in the dark, is Scotland. We've come a long way together to get here.
Yeah. Let's hope it was worth it.
Well, we all know who this is, don't we?
I've still got the clown's nose.
So I see. You should throw it away, George.
There's something I've been meaning to say to you, Nico.
Is this the right time and place, George?
There might not be another time. I don't want to waste this chance.
You don't need to say anything. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else but here, with you. Now.
Okay.
The old lady reminded me of my grandmother. Except, of course, that this old lady was still alive. Pardon me?
Yes, my dear.
Do you know what time we're due in Stirling?
6:15, but we're running 8 minutes late.
Do you know Stirling well?
Yes, I do. Is that where you two lovebirds abound?
Yeah,
It's one of the places we thought we'd stay on our holiday.
Be sure to visit the castle, won't you?
Oh, I'm sure it's a neat place. But we are not really interested in history, are we, George?
No.
I suppose espresso bars and boogie-woogie are more your cup of tea.
That's right. There's nothing George enjoys more than a good boogie.
What's the book you're reading?
Oh, it's something I picked up at the station. A medieval detective story. Quite well written for that kind of thing. It's been out of print for years.
Do you want your nose back?
Would you believe that this clown's nose led us to being on this train tonight?
I would indeed.
No, honestly, You would?
Certainly. You have an honest face.
Is there a church called St. Ninian's at Stirling?
Yes, there is. And I know why you're going there.
You do?
Of course I do. It's obvious you're in love. You're eloping, and they say romance is dead.
What's the title of the book?
The Crooked Crusader Caper by Molly Pegram. I assumed the author was a woman, but apparently not. His real name is...
Professor Nigel Pegram.
That's right. Do you know him?
No, I never met him.
George is a great fan of his, though. Where are you going, George?
Do I need to spell it out?
Don't snap at me. If you're going to take a leak, why don't you say so?
Okay, I'm going to take a leak.
Recognize him as well?
L-E-A-K.
Tickets, please.
Oh, hi.
That's a standard full-price peak return. Don't you have a senior citizen's rail card?
I rarely travel by train. My ticket is perfectly valid, is it not?
Well, yeah, but you could have saved up to a third of the cost.
I do not need to indulge in puffling thriftiness.
Blimey, you're a funny old bird and no mistake. Tickets, please, sir.
Here.
Off to Stirling, eh?
Yes, we are.
Well, I hope you won't be disappointed. It's a miserable place this time of year. Still, there's plenty of pubs and a lovely view from the castle.
Thank you.
I don't want to worry you, but there was something familiar about that guy.
Are you sure? You're tired. Perhaps you're mistaken.
It's one of the Templars.
Maybe. But I didn't like the look in his eyes when he spoke to you.
Can't you sit still, George?
I need to go to the John.
While you're there, check out the buffet car, George. Unthinkable though it is, I am hungry enough to eat English food.
Okay. Hi. Having a party?
No, this is breakfast. Come on, join us, man. Away, Basha, wake up, man. What's company?
His breath was like the outlet from a chemical factory.
Excuse my mate, he's taking a nap. Sleeping like a bobby. I'll wake him up when we get to Newcastle.
We passed through Newcastle half an hour ago.
And I never noticed.
Would you like a red nose?
Thanks, pal, I got one of my own.
What is that stuff you're drinking? It smells like gasoline.
Aye, I'll put hairs in your chest, like.
And your eyeballs, too, by the looks of you. See you later.
I don't know if there was any point to coming in here or not. Let's just go.
Didn't open that window, pal.
Why not?
It's freezing out there.
Okay. Leave these guys alone for now. Just checking out the carriages, see if there's anything that might be useful. Some rubbish. Yeah. Nothing in there.
The door was locked. The door was locked.
Whoop. Guido.
Oh, no. That gangster creep from the hotel, Guido. Well, he didn't scare me. Hey, Buster. This is a no-smoking car. Okay, maybe he did scare me. It got worse. I suddenly realized who the conductor had reminded me of. Eklund, Marquet's murderer.
Might be time to go back to Nico. Nico seems to have gone.
I should have known better than to leave Nico and the old lady alone. Suddenly, the sword of Baphomet took second place to finding the girl I loved.
I think there's more places you can die, so I'm just gonna save on the train. I already had one down the well, but anything I don't have to repeat if I die is a bonus as far as I'm concerned.
The door was locked.
Really?
The door was...
Okay, maybe we have to go out that window in the Geordie's car.
Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Okay, maybe we can talk to him. Let us open the window.
Hey, buddy. Did you see what happened to the young woman in the next compartment?
No, pal, I didn't. Have you lost her, like?
She's disappeared. The old lady, too. I think they're in trouble.
Oh, wait, man, an old lady, too?
Yeah. You gotta help me.
Maybe they went to the toilet, like?
I don't think so.
They never go on their own. Always in pairs, you know?
No, she's been abducted, I'm sure. I've got to go look for her.
What's stopping you, pal?
The conductor. He's not what he seems.
You want to avoid him, like?
That's about it, yeah.
No problem.
Listen, I need your help.
What's the matter?
There's a guy on this train who's trying to kill me.
Relax, man. You wouldn't try nothing with us in Basharia. We are veterans, like, so action at Brightlingsea.
I don't recall the British Army being involved in a conflict at anywhere called Brightlingsea.
Well, you just take it from me, pal. You're in safe hands.
Okay.
See you later.
Well, maybe we have to get Guido to chase us to that carriage?
Guido was still looking pretty menacing. I really didn't want to shoot the breeze with this guy. Guido was... I really...
Right, okay.
The door was locked.
Okay. Sure what else to do, honestly. Try the empty one again. We can't get out the window here because the window's kind of in the foreground in this one. Try the locked ones again, maybe?
The door was... Guido looked like a weasel in a cheap suit. He also looked like the kind of man who wouldn't lose much sleep over murder. I really didn't want to shoot...
Okay. I have no idea what to do here. I don't remember this at all. Apart from need to look to the Geordies, I don't know what else I could do. Oh, okay, we can open the window now.
Do it, pal! Don't jump! I don't intend to jump. I'm going to climb on top of the train.
You're kidding, aren't you?
Just watch me.
Here we go.
Hold on now, pal. I'll give you a hand, like.
Everybody's going this way, so I guess I'm gonna go. Oh, no, George is dead. Well, aren't we glad I saved on the train? Okay, have I just left Nico? Is that what I've done? Okay. Did I can't remember if I've saved after seeing Guido. Quickly chat to this guy.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Listen, there's a... We are... I don't... Where... Did you...
No, pal.
She's Oh, yeah. Me... I don't think...
You never...
No, I've... What's the conduct... That's about... No.
Okay,
See you
should be able
later.
to open the window now, right?
Do it.
I don't intend... I'm going...
You're
Just...
Okay, well I guess we're going up.
Hold
go the
on
other way
now,
next
pal.
time.
I'll give you a hand, like.
Didn't expect him to, like, willingly electrocute himself, but, you know, not entirely surprised either. I tell you what, if I hadn't saved since starting this episode again, I would not have been happy there. So yeah, despite George facing that way, but I guess we gotta go this way. Do not go near any of those electrical things. I mean, they could have made that so that was non-fatal, couldn't they? But they opted not to do that. But you can still die here as well. I'm pretty sure the scene that we're about to go in on. Hello, this is new. Okay. Well, we don't go too far back, so I guess I'll just take you guys along for the ride with me. When I'm on top of the train, though, I might save it again because I can't
Hey,
remember
buddy.
how to get out of that situation.
Listen.
And I may die a few more times.
Did you... No, she's... Yeah. Maybe they went... I don't think... They never go... No, I've watched the can... You... That's about... Nope. See you later. Hey, buddy.
No.
See you later. Give it to it. I don't... I'm going... Yuck. Just... Hold on.
Alright, we'll get towards the other carriage, and then I shall save, because it may not be the last time George dies in this bit. Alright. Oop. Train roof. Oh, I see what to do now.
I'd always wanted to stop a train, and now was my chance. You saved our lives, but why?
We were always on the same
Exactly.
side.
That's what I said earlier.
Stobbart. Different causes, but a common enemy.
The Knights Templar?
Don't call them that. The real Templars were a noble foe. These barbarians have no right to that name. These men are no better than dogs.
What are the Neo-Templars after? What is the Sword of Baphomet?
Not what you think, my friend. It is a weapon, yes, but one which our enemies will find difficult to wield. A double-edged sword. A power older than Demolay, older than Solomon.
We'll stop them. You and me together. And Nico.
No, George. My journey ends soon at the Garden of Paradise.
You're talking in riddles. Can't you tell me straight what they're after?
The sword symbolizes a colossal energy caused by the alignment of the Earth's natural power fields.
Which are focused at St. Ninian's.
The energy endowed the Templars with the power which made them great. A power which made them charismatic to such an extent they could control the will of all around them.
How did you escape from the Bull's Head?
It is a long walk from the cliff of the Bull to the village Stobbart. Fortunately, I know the ways of the wilderness. Also, I have a sister who keeps a garage just around the corner.
Maybe not.
Give him his
May
nose
Allah
back.
guide you to our enemies.
Thanks.
One last thing.
What? What is it? He's dead. Nico looked good, even in robes.
Don't even think about it, George.
What? Who?
Look me straight in the eye and tell me you weren't thinking of using that axe on Eklund.
Don't be foolish, woman. I was gonna use it on you.
Don't even...
What?
Look me...
Don't be fool. I was gonna use it. Nico looked good. Nico looked good. Underneath that heap of tumbled crates. I couldn't think of a single way.
I mean, why can't we use the axe to just saw through the ropes?
The rear exit was barred.
Is there something else? Just leave her there. Bye.
Where do you think you're...
Don't worry, I hadn't forgotten about you.
Answer me this instant, Josh.
I will.
Okay, that's weird.
No.
You took advantage while my hands were tied.
When Eklund pointed that gun at me, I thought I was gonna die. I thought of all the things I'd never get to do, and kissing you was at the top of my list.
Didn't age
Josh.
particularly well that bit,
Uh-huh.
did it?
Josh, we've got to get off the train. Eklund could recover at any time.
So what are we waiting for?
Is she untied now? Can I take the axe?
Don't even think.
What? Who?
Look, Mr.
Oh,
Of course not. I just...
Okay, come on then. Not going to take the axe, we might as well just go.
What are you doing?
I'm out of here.
Not that door. Do you want to...
Not especially. What remains of him is well on his way back to London. I hope he was traveling on a return ticket.
Right. This way then.
I'd feel happier if we had a gun or something.
Khan gave me something.
What?
His handbag.
Oh, great. If we run into any killers, we can give them a good buffeting. Didn't he have any weapons?
You don't know the half of it. This bag's full of C4.
Wow. Why didn't you say so? Boy, we'll show him now. What's C4?
Plastic, Josh.
We're going to shop our way to
Oh my
victory?
God.
2 kilos of plastic explosive. The detonator's broken now.
No problem. We'll buy a box of matches somewhere.
It doesn't work that way. It takes a small explosion to start the big explosion.
Well, that's not much use then. What does that sign say?
Apparently, during the English Civil War in the mid-17th century, this place was used as an arms dump.
Yeah? What happened?
Look at the state of this place, George. You work it out.
Oh, stray spark?
You got it. The tower was the only thing to survive the blast.
I hope the explosion didn't destroy the Sword of Baphomet.
Do you? I rather hope it did.
Maybe we'll just
A
have another
large
look.
arch led into the tower. It was just about recognizable as the church I'd seen reflected in the chalice. Templars, Roundheads, and Cavaliers. This place has seen a lot of history.
I don't really think there's any cause to explore outside. Let's go in.
I scrabbled around in the rubble and found an old clay pipe with a broken stem. Under one of the stones, I found a metal coin which was green with age.
Have another look.
It was caked with soil, but what I'd found was a small cog and spindle.
I'll keep going until he stops finding stuff.
With mounting excitement, I felt something between my fingers. It was short, hard, and black. Something I hadn't expected to find here. It was a plastic pen top.
I'm still going to keep going.
I didn't find anything.
There we go. Okay, so we've exhausted the possibilities of that pile of trash.
The wheel had a serrated edge which meshed with the turning cog. Marks on the spindle behind the wheel suggested it once had a rope attached to it. The handle turned easily and the larger wheel began to revolve. Damn!
Then the handle came off in my hand.
Okay, look at these guys.
The stone face of the demon grinned with a horribly lifelike expression. It was so realistic, I could imagine the sculptor carving it from a live model.
Well, we can brighten it up a little bit.
Sometimes the most childish gestures can have a cathartic effect. The transformation of the demon to a clown did just that for me. I ran my fingers across the cold stone and probed the holes in the demon's eyes. Beneath them, the mouth formed another hole. But I wasn't about to put my finger in there. The cog slipped neatly into the eye socket.
Ooh.
The wheel turned reluctantly with a creak of complaint. There was no obvious way of removing the wheel from its housing.
Ah.
Now that the handle was gone, it was easy to remove the cog and spindle.
How about its other eye?
With a rasp of metal on stone, I eased the second eye into place.
Now we'll put the clay pipe in its mouth.
With the clay pipe in his mouth, he looked happy, homely, like somebody's granddaddy.
What do you think you're doing, Josh?
I wondered if there was a secret mechanism in the demon's mouth.
Maybe you should show a little more respect.
For a mythical medieval demon? Give me a break.
Okay, go right ahead. Meddle with forces you don't understand. Incur the demon's wrath and burn in hell. Just see if I care.
Harsh. Okay, I just made another save in case anything happens from here on out, but I think we should be okay. I guess we'll see. Don't think there's too much
I
left.
pushed the handle into the demon's mouth. The cogs all meshed. I began to turn.
Yay. Nice, George. Okay, let's move on.
As soon as I saw the flickering torches, I realized the bogus Templars had beaten us to the sword. But where were they now? And why was it so quiet?
Listen, I can definitely hear chanting.
You're right. I hear it too. What do you suppose they're doing?
It wouldn't surprise me if they were holding some kind of satanic sex ritual.
So, what are we waiting for? Shh! Will you look at that? Baphomet. Labino was right. This place was ancient even to the Templars.
This whole place? This is Baphomet?
Finally, the truth. The Templars had never worshipped this graven image, no more than they'd worship a rainbow. But, like a rainbow, they regarded it as a symbol of a covenant with God, who'd revealed this place to them.
Rosso! Why, the double-dealing treacherous?
On the contrary, Inspector Rosso has been the model of obedience, an important quality in a true Templar. Now be quiet and watch if you wish to live much longer.
Brothers and sisters, we are gathered here to witness the reforging of the sword that was broken. Here before God's sentinel, Baphomet. Grand Master and Knight of Baphomet, we salute and pledge our obedience to you!
Is he about to go all Ark of the Covenant? I can't actually remember the ending of this
I
game.
salute you, gatekeeper of the temple. Seven centuries ago, our greatest weapon, the sword of Baphomet, was lost to us. Now we prepare to reforge it, to wield against new enemies. As the tired millennium dies, and this world looks for new leaders, we shall not fail. We shall lead the people to a new order, wherein all borders will dissolve. All will be united under the red cross of the Templars.
More than you bargained for. Well, he seems to be alive at least.
George, we have watched your efforts to stop us with respect. But surely you realize that you have been misled by our enemies. Both of us want a better world. Fortunately, no harm has been done. We need determined, resourceful men like you. Join us, George. Join us in true brotherhood.
Yeah. True. Wait. Brothers? What about Marquet? What about Pegram and Klausner? You didn't look on them as brothers, only as failures. 3 men dead, and you don't give a damn!
George, you know that sacrifices are necessary. Every great undertaking.
Join you? I'll see you in hell first.
Oh, George, I had great hopes for you. C'est la guerre. Eklund, kill him.
Am I supposed to be doing something? Or is this another death scene? Oh, no. Who was that? Oh, Rosso.
I swear, I just wanted things to be right.
Oh, Rosso's... I don't remember Rosso dying.
Take them. Kill them. They will not escape.
If it isn't the great detective and his beautiful assistant, it's going to be a pleasure killing the pair of you.
George, what are we going to do?
Where's my red nose? What's this stuff?
Okay. Let me think.
George!
Okay, there's really no margin for
Stay
error,
away
is there?
from me!
So perish all enemies of the new Templar Order.
You get one chance. Okay, well I saved at the church. Let me, I'll pause here while we just get all that cutscene stuff. Hang on. Okay, well that was a completely unskippable cutscene. Do I do something with the torch? Yes. Okay.
Come on, Nico. We're leaving.
You fools! You cannot escape us. Guido! Stop them.
But master, the powder!
That powder is from the English Civil War. You fool. It's over 300 years old. How explosive do you think it can be?
I thought it was all over, but Nico had one last trick up
Through
her
the
sleeve.
C4.
Or in her handbag, to be exact. A handbag full of plastic explosives.
Maybe, but this stuff is brand new.
Oh,
You know, you'll never be able to write your story now.
I don't care. I've got what I want.
Huh?
Just tell me one thing, George. Is our life together always going to be this crazy?
Okay, I'm having to record this after the fact because the music in this part just suddenly got very, very enormously loud, and when I came to edit it, I couldn't be heard over the music. So I've had, because that was all one audio track, I've deleted that audio, and I'm just going to speak over it now. But I just wanted to say that, you know, that's Broken Sword. It's a great classic example of the point-and-click genre. But I think a couple of things that stood out for me playing it as a 2024 player is, A, the sudden deaths. You know, I get quite a lot of requests to play the old Sierra games, like Space Quest, King's Quest, that kind of thing. The truth is, I honestly never played them back in the day. I was always more of a LucasArts point-and-click player. The main reason for that being that the Sierra games had such a reputation for these sudden deaths, and you know, you'd out of nowhere it would be game over, and potentially you'd have to start all over again. And that never appealed to me. Whereas the LucasArts games always, Maniac Mansion, I think, had some deaths. Zach McCracken potentially, but I think that certainly the games after then, they tended to maybe respect the player's time a little bit more, and there wouldn't be these sudden deaths that you had to watch out for. I mean, in this one, you know, potentially if you hadn't saved, you could get all the way to the end and then have to restart. It'd be crazy. But I haven't, as I said, I haven't played the latest remaster, which came out a few days ago, but I wouldn't be surprised if they'd done things like add autosaves, and maybe even added some sort of quick exits from scenes, because another thing that stood out was just how long it would take for George just to move about and get from place to place. I mean, I think it's been about a 10-hour playthrough. This one maybe more like 8.5. I wouldn't be surprised if half that was just watching George walk around. So I think modern game is very much more a modern sensibility, I think, to respect the player's time a bit more, which I appreciate. So even though it's a classic, I think there are certain things, looking back as a modern player, that do stand out. But anyway, those who endeavoured to wield the sword were buried along with the Templars' secret. But fate had marked George and Nico. So this is alluding to the sequel, which I'll probably play next, which is The Smoking Mirror, I believe. Soon, in an uncharted jungle on the other side of the world, they would be called to face an even greater threat. The truth is, I didn't play Broken Sword 2 as much. I think I've definitely completed it at least once. But at Broken Sword 1, this one, I certainly played multiple times. So the upshot of that is I think I probably might have to use a walkthrough a lot more than I had to here, which I didn't really. But I hope that's it. That's Broken Sword. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you could hit the thumbs up button, that'd be fantastic. If you could leave me a comment as well, let me know what you thought about the game and this playthrough. Judging by comments on the first video, which has just gone out as I'm filming this, it seems that a lot of people have some nostalgia for it, have some good memories, and are enjoying the series. But let me know your thoughts and any thoughts about the sequel, which I'll play next month. Apart from that, I'll just say, if you have enjoyed it and not yet subscribed to the channel, if you could do that as well, that would be brilliant. So thanks very much, and I hope to see you next time for Broken Sword 2, The Smoking Mirror. Bye for now.